everything has cooled down, this is the point where you will add a little bit of lemon juice that we had, and just again gently with a fork we'll incorporate that into our mixture and make sure it's just all added into it. Now this is also the point where if you have fresh coriander, you will add that. You don't want to put fresh coriander while you're cooking because the leaves will wilt and they will lose their texture and lose their flavor. You can put the ground coriander as we did as part of the overall spice mix, but the fresh coriander, now is the time that you can add. Any other garnishes, let's say you are into mint leaves and you really like them, so if you want to add them, you can add them now. We're keeping it to the basic things and you can always add more things to it. Now what I have here is a few things that I want to show you. So I have a little bit of water to use as the glue when I will be working with the pastry, with the samosa sheets. But I also have another technique. So I literally had a couple of teaspoons of flour, a couple of teaspoons of water, and I turned it into this very thin mixture or edible glue, if you will. So I'll just we'll just start using that. So what are we going to do? We're going to take one of our sheets here that we made. Again, we can wet our finger and put that here, or we can just with the back of the spoon we can just rub a little bit of this edible glue, as I said earlier. Then you are going to take this part. It's very easy if you're used to it, but for the first time you may have a little bit of challenge doing this. So you want to just reach this here and fold this part over, and that is the part where you have your glue. As you can see, it is almost kind of like sealed. You want to tuck this corner in, bring it back into your hand and separate the layers. It's getting a little sticky because it has been sitting there for too long, but if it is fresh you won't have that, and this makes perfect pocket for your filling. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a tablespoon of you want to make sure that each one of your tablespoonful has all the things that you want, all the colors, so to speak, and you just tuck that filling in. Now this is one of the irregular sheets that I had, so it's a little bit probably challenging to fill, but again what you can do is you can just take that flour glue that we made before, just fill that in, take this and close it. Now as an extra touch of finesse, what you can do is, see how beautiful this samosa looks. If you want to make it look more beautiful, all you need is a fork and just gently make those indentations in there. It looks extra beautiful, and you'll see once we air fry or deep fry them, you will see how beautifully they look. So that's your first samosa, and we'll go on and we'll make all the others. Sometimes you want a lot of filling in the samosa, sometimes you want less, so it's up to you. You can fill it until it takes it. You have to remember that you have to crimp the edges to close it. It's not very important if you're air frying them, but if you're deep frying them, it's very important to make sure all your edges are sealed, and that's why I always prefer that flour glue that I made instead of just water, because it actually provides additional adhesion to it. And there you go. So we're going to fry our samosas two ways. So we're going to deep fry them. I find that Dutch oven is the best equipment you can use to fry, because it has cast iron and all, so and it's deep. So in order to deep fry, now you don't have to use a thermometer. There are other tricks that I will show you to know that your oil is up to temperature. But here we have we want it to go to 375, somewhere between 350 and 375 for perfect samosa frying. On this hand here, what we have is we have our oven for deep fry, for air frying. You see we have an air fryer in there. There's an air fry mode in here. So you can go with your air fryer. 375 degrees again. I want to just bake them for 10 seconds. It usually takes 10 to 12 seconds depending on samosa and other elements in there. But you can just go with the, again I will actually set it to 12 minutes. So air fry 12 minutes, 375, and then we'll deep fry in our Dutch oven. One of the things which you keep in mind, if you are doing air frying and you like exactly the kind of texture that you get for deep frying, just take a little brush, take a little bit of cooking oil and brush them with the oil. Now our oven is preheated. I'm just gonna start adding these samosas to there. So, but you just need to brush them gently, little bit, not too much. You don't want very oily, but it gives a very nice texture, exactly same as deep frying. If you don't want more oil, you can always fry it. It tastes exactly good. You don't need to overdo it, but I'm just going for those people who prefer the taste of deep fried in their air fryer. I don't know how far it goes in being healthy, but this is one way you can achieve the same texture and same taste. So I'll put this back to 12 minutes. I'll get this out and transfer my 3 samosas into the oven and close it as quickly as I possibly can. There. Dutch oven, the temperature is reaching 350 degrees. That's desired. One way, if you don't have a thermometer, what you can do is you can just take a little bit of dough from the samosa and just drop it in, and you see that is exactly what you're looking for. If your oil temperature is there, you're ready to put your samosas in. Very gently and carefully you can just lower them in. One trick is you just drop them away from you so no oil splatters towards you. Alright, and you can use a spider like this to lower them gently if you want. We will see how quickly those samosas have come up. That's the perfect temperature for deep frying samosas. And what you're looking for them to be golden brown on one side, and then you can flip them, or you can gently just lower them so they can keep cooking from both sides. This spider is very handy. If you don't have something like this, I'll put the link there in the description so you can find it. It's fairly cheap from Amazon. So it looks like it's golden brown from one side, so I'll just flip them over gently, and you can see it's your preference of the color. For me, this is exactly what I'm looking for, so I'm just going to flip them so they can cook and have the same color from the other side as well. So our samosas are perfect color. All you need to do is you need to remove them from the oil. That's why this spider is so handy. You can remove all of them at the same time, so they all stop cooking at the same time, and just transfer them into a plate with a paper towel to absorb the grease. So samosas has been air frying for almost 9 minutes, a little over 9 minutes now. We'll just check on them. This one looks ready. I think they're pretty much ready. We'll just give them one more minute and then we'll take them out. So friends, there we are. We have 3 samosas which are deep fried and 3 which are air fried. You can see, if you can see the difference, but you will see the difference is not as much as you might have thought in the beginning. So now, all of them have same sound crust and same crunch. You can see because we fried it in very hot oil, there is no fat absorption or oil absorption. It's pretty much looks as dry as the air fried ones. So now is the time to test. So let's see our deep fried one. They have been sitting for like 5-7 minutes, so they may not be as hot as I would like them to be, but let's see. So you heard the crunch and you see the beautiful stuffing inside, and now is the time to taste. Very balanced, very amazing. If you want to adjust the seasoning, you can adjust the seasoning. This is absolutely how I remember it from my childhood. Let's see now the air fried one. It has a different kind of crunch, little bit more softer crunch, but more like a bready crunch, if you will. And Again, same consistency, same everything. I don't need to taste because it's the same filling, but I'll just taste the outer shell. No taste difference that I can tell. So healthy option, not so healthy option, you choose. But they are amazing samosas, and if you want to serve them with mint chutney, you want to serve them with coriander chutney or imli chutney, which is very much liked with the samosas. So you can use any of those chutneys, and you can serve them. Friends, thank you very much for joining us today. I encourage you to like, subscribe, and comment, and let us know how we can make it simpler and better. Thank you.